Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. As we are pretty much at the end of the year now, today's video is a year in review from a running point of view. We're going to do a bit of a recap of 2022, we're going to go over my running goals of the year, and then we're going to look at next year, my running goals for 2023 and my very first race of next year. Right, so 2022 I think we can say was a great year of running. It's a year where I have made a lot of progress. I have fallen in love with the training process even more, and I have raced quite a lot as well, and of course getting some really good results and surprise PBs kept me motivated, and I'm really looking forward to seeing what I can do next year. I was very lucky to be able to run consistently for most of the year. I only had one little injury, I think that was in February or March, where I couldn't run for maybe 10 days, and then in August I got my mole removed, and again I was off for 10 days, but other than that I was able to run really consistently, which really helped, and touch wood, fingers crossed, it is the same next year. Up until midsummer I was still training using the training plans that I had bought from Ben Park's website the year before. They were generic training plans. I had a 10k and a half marathon plan. They were really useful for my first year of running. But then this summer I got to a point where I felt like I was plateauing a little bit. I was ready to step things up, to be challenged a bit more, and that's when Ben came on board as my coach to basically take charge of my training plan, and he really helped me to take things to the next level. So let's review my running goals for 2022. I actually made a mid-year running goal review in June where I had achieved already quite a few of my goals, so I updated this list to challenge myself a bit more. So I'm going to basically refer to that updated list. Right, so for the 5k I said I wanted to PB again. I had a PB that was 20:39 and I wanted to do better than that. And I actually did that. I got a 20 minutes 19 second 5k PB. If I'm honest, I would have liked to get a little closer to that 20 minute flat. But that's all I could achieve this year, 20 minutes 19 seconds. I had already got a new 10k PB earlier this year. I wanted to try and PB again, and ideally a sub 43:30. I did that. I got a new 10k PB in September with a time of 42 minutes 57 seconds, and that was a really nice surprise to get under that 43-minute mark. And then finally, for the half marathon distance, this is where really I got my best results and I've seen the most progress and the biggest surprises as well. I had got a PB earlier this year with a time of 1 hour, 38 minutes and 16 seconds, I believe, in May. And I wanted to PB again this year. I did 3 half marathon races in that last quarter. I raced in October the Royal Parks half, 1:37:33, that was a PB. And then in November I raced in Malaga, 1:35:33, that was a big surprise and another big PB. And then finally last weekend raced again in Malaga, 1:33:53. I just don't know how this happened, but this is my current PB as it stands, 1:33:53. I had also set some other goals that were not performance related. I said I wanted to race outside of the UK at least twice, and I managed to do 3 races outside the UK. They were actually all in Spain. I did Murcia 10k in February, and then the 2 half marathon races in Malaga at the end of this year. And hopefully next year I get to race a little bit more in Spain again. I also said I wanted to do at least 6 different parkrun locations so that I wouldn't end up always at the same parkrun in my time in London, and that's what I did. I'm pretty sure I actually managed to check out 10 different parkruns. If I had to pick my favorite races, I would say the Manchester 10k in May. Oh, yes! For the crowds and the atmosphere and the support. That was phenomenal. And then in terms of just putting together a really good performance and surprising myself on the day, the last 2 half marathons I did in Malaga, the first one, biggest surprise and the best weather and an amazing course, and then the second one, really challenging mentally, horrendous weather, but I somehow pushed through and pulled off biggest PB that I could possibly have got this year. So yeah, I don't know yet, only time will tell. Maybe 2022 was my golden age of running, maybe this is where I have made the most progress and I will not progress as much in the next few years. I don't know, but either way, I'm just loving the journey, I love the process, really grateful for what it's bringing into my life, and I'm really curious to see where it's going to take me and how much more I can improve. And now let's talk about 2023. I'm so excited for next year. I really hope it's going to be another great year of running. So my time-based running goals for next year are, for the 5K, sub 20. I think I've got to make it happen. Next year is the year I join the sub 20 minute 5K club. I think I've got it in me now. And then for the 10K, I think sub 42 is within reach. I should be able to do that. And for the half marathon, a couple of you guys in the comments with the running goals, you're a bit like go big or go home, because you were saying that a sub 130 was within reach next year. Look, I am not quite sure, but you know what? I'm gonna say I'm gonna try to get as close as possible to 130 next year. So if it's 130, 50 something, I'll still be happy with that. Basically get as close as possible to 130 half marathon. And now for the other goals that are not performance related, I want to hopefully make it to 10 parkruns, which is not really ambitious, but there's no parkrun in Spain, there's actually no parkrun in France anymore. So yes, hopefully I make it to 10 parkruns in the UK. In 2023, I want to do at least 4 races outside the UK. Most likely they will all be in Spain. I think we've established that I race really well in Spain and I love this country. I set another goal, but you can't really quantify this one. Basically, I want to spend more time focusing on stretching and mobility next year for injury prevention, as my weekly mileage will most likely still increase a little bit. I just want to do everything I can to stay injury free. And finally, I've got one more thing to tell you about, and it's my very first race of next year. It is booked and it will be the Seville Half Marathon taking place on the 29th of January. I'm really excited for this one. First race of next year in Spain. I've never been to Seville, so even more exciting. And I'm going to start training for this one on Boxing Day. Basically, Monday 26th is when we kick off the training for this half marathon. Guys, I want to say the biggest thank you for following my running journey this year, for your support, your encouragement, your advice, for watching my videos, liking, commenting. Thank you so much. It's also been very inspiring to follow your running journeys, your progress and your challenges this year. So thanks again, and I hope to see you all in the next video. Bye!